Hopelessness is something that is pretty much taught. When you're blamed a lot for everything that happens in your life, you pretty much start to think that it's useless. Why should I even try? I'm gonna mess it up anyway. So I started to feel hopeless and feel like I just never would accomplish anything. So why even bother trying? I didn't know who I was. I was gone. And Paul came along and, he said he was going to give me the world. So I went for it. Then it's like after I got married, it was like, it just started to spiral downhill. I mean, he started getting abusive physically and in San Diego. I went through a year out there of being abused and beaten, and I was so beat down, I couldn't say no to him when it came to sex. He'd force himself on me, and it literally scarred me because I didn't want it and it was pushed on me. God must have been looking out for me, because he tried to talk his friend into having sex with me so that he could get drugs. Because he didn't have any money. So he wanted to trade me having my body for his drug fix. And thank God his friend said, no, I'm not doing that. And that was like, I think that's one of the hardest things for me to remember. You get to that point in your life and you're just like, I'm just done. My body has given up. I have no strength in me anymore. I can't do this. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't live like that. So when we finally got back to the apartment, and I wasn't allowed to go anywhere by myself. He was always with me. I couldn't even call my parents. We had no phone, no nothing. All the furniture that we did have in there, he had already sold, so we were sleeping on the floor for drug money. So when we got back to the apartment, I took a whole bottle of, I don't remember if it's Tylenol or ibuprofen, and was just ready to just be done. At the time, I didn't know if it would kill me or not, but I wanted to do anything I could to, be done with this life. And he picked me up and dragged me to the bathroom and stuck his finger down my throat and made me throw the pills up. In essence, he saved my life, but his comment was, you're not gonna die like this. If you're gonna die, it's gonna be by my choice, and I will be the one killing you. I think it was a few days after that, something told me, get on your knees. When he's at work, you get on your knees and you just pray that God gets you out of there. And so that's what I would do. Every morning when he'd leave for work, I would just start praying and praying and praying. And it took 2 weeks. But God got me out of there. He gave me the opportunity to get out of there, and he saved my life. It was around Paul's birthday. And all of a sudden, this had to be 11 or 12 o'clock at night, I see all these flashlights coming in the backyard. I hear something go over the fence. Here comes Paul running in the house. He throws something in the kitchen, strips down completely of all his clothing, lays on the floor beside me and says, I've been here all night. That's all you need to know, is I've been here all night. And I looked at him and I said, no, you haven't. What the heck is going on? He's like, just be quiet. I've been here all night. I've been sleeping right here beside you all night. I was so scared that I got up, I opened the door and I slung it open, and all I could say was, I don't know what he's done, but take him. And I threw my hands in the air. He had gone into a woman's apartment, tied up her 16-year-old son, and was going to rape her. But the mother her mother was there in the apartment too, and he did not know that, and she scared him off. So I don't know exactly what happened, but it must have been bad enough, because he was in jail. He was arrested and put in jail for 5 years. So I can remember talking to the cops and sitting there just going, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to call my dad. I need to go home. And my mom answered, and I said, I need to come home. And I remember her yelling, going through the house looking for my dad, yelling, Gavan, Gavan. She needs to come home. She wants to come home. She's ready. You know, and my dad got on the phone, and he, you know, got Paul's parents' number, tried to get me a ticket home, and it took a few days, so I ended up being stuck living with them for a few days. And I tried to explain to them, you know, I had bruises on and at this time, I had bruises on my face right here from him hitting me, and I explained to his mom what it was, and she's like, no, not my baby, he wouldn't do that. And when I finally got my plane ticket, his dad drove me to the airport, gave me $20, and said, see ya. I think that's one thing that makes me so mad is people think, oh, well, why didn't you just get up and walk away? You can't. You honestly cannot, because these people have you so brainwashed that if you even try to get away from them, they're gonna tear you up. I got letters from Paul in prison for months after he was arrested, telling me how much he loved me, and that if I ever ended up with somebody else, he'd come after him and he'd kill him. He'd kill my family, that I had to wait for him. Months of that I had to deal with. God's always been there, helping me get through, you know, proving to me that I do have value. But those lows can hit any time. And I think if we don't surround ourselves with Christian people and Christian friends that believe, you know, the way the Bible says, and we don't stay in the Word, and it can really have an impact on our lives.